When we think of spirituality, we often picture serene monasteries, misty mountaintops, or solitary hermits, far detached from the hum of everyday life. For long, this imagining has painted a belief that the path to the divine requires stepping away from the world and isolating oneself to seek higher truths. But in truth, spirituality is not about retreating from life. It is about embracing it. It is a gentle yet powerful call to engage with the world more deeply, to see the sacred intertwined with the ordinary, and to find meaning and connection in every moment. It reminds us that the divine is not distant, but alive in the beauty, struggles, and vibrancy of life itself. Spirituality often begins with a longing to transcend the chaos, pain, or trivialities of the world. You seek something higher, a greater truth, a connection to the divine, or inner peace. While this quest may seem to call for separation, it paradoxically leads you back to the world with a renewed perspective. Consider a diver wishing to explore the ocean. If they float on the surface, detached from the depths below, they experience just the superficial. Only when they plunge deeper, they discover vibrant marine life, hidden currents, and treasures they could never have seen from above. Similarly, when you truly comprehend spirituality, it deepens your engagement with the world, revealing layers of beauty, connection, and meaning that were previously indiscernible. There is an ancient Indian concept of Advaita, or non-duality, that reveals a profound truth. The self and the universe are one, inseparable and intertwined. When this understanding blossoms within you, the boundaries between self and other dissolve. The world transforms. Every tree becomes a part of you, every star a reflection of your light, and every person an extension of your being. This is not just an abstract philosophy. It is a deeply felt experience that opens the heart to boundless empathy and unconditional love. In this state, the universe is no longer distant. It is home, and all its inhabitants are family. You might have visited a forest. If you have not experienced a deeper spiritual life, you might only see the forest as a collection of trees, a resource to exploit, or a scenic backdrop. But after cultivating a profound spiritual understanding, you begin to feel the heartbeat of the forest. Each leaf, each bird call becomes alive with meaning. You realize you are not a visitor, but a participant in its vast ecosystem. Embracing a spiritual life gently reshapes your vision and relationship with the world. What once seemed like a realm of separation, competition, or unending struggles begins to reveal its true essence of interconnectedness. Every interaction becomes an opportunity to honor this oneness, and every moment becomes imbued with meaning. Many people pursue spirituality with a desire to escape the hardships of life, a refuge from pain, conflict, or uncertainty. Yet this perspective often leads to disillusionment, as true spirituality is not about avoiding life. Spirituality does not help you to run away from the problems. It empowers you to face them with courage. To be spiritual is not to retreat into a bubble of peace, but to discover a deep, unshakable calm within, even in the heart of chaos. It does not build walls to shield you, but tears them down, revealing the profound connections that bind you to everything around you. It calls you to live fully with others, embracing the messiness of life and finding harmony amidst it all. A man once retreats to a cave, seeking enlightenment in the silence and solitude of nature. Yet, each time he ventures into the nearby village, he is overcome with irritation at the noise, the bustling lives of the villagers, and what he perceives as their lack of understanding. He begins to see himself as above them, mistaking his solitude for a higher state of being. This is a false sense of spiritual superiority. True spirituality is not about feeling better or worse than others. It is about realizing that we are all part of the same divine essence. It does not judge or divide. Instead, it fosters humility, understanding, and compassion. The man's peace in the cave is incomplete if it crumbles in the presence of life's chaos. Spiritual growth means finding harmony, not apart from others, but alongside them, embracing the noise, the flaws, and the beauty of shared existence. The world, with all its challenges and beauty, is not a barrier to enlightenment. It is the very path that leads you there. Spirituality invites you to find grace not apart from life, but within it. This is the essence of a spiritual path, not avoidance, but profound engagement with life. Spirituality often meets its greatest challenges when brought into the messy, unpredictable realm of daily life. It is one thing to practice mindfulness in solitude, surrounded by tranquility, but quite another to maintain that same inner peace during a heated argument at home or a stressful day at work. These moments of resistance, though uncomfortable, are the true testing grounds of your spiritual growth. They push you to live your practice, to embody patience, compassion, and presence when it matters most. It is in these moments of friction, when peace feels furthest away, that the seeds of transformation take root. For instance, consider the practice of forgiveness. It is easy to talk about forgiveness in theory, but it is much harder to forgive someone who has wronged you deeply. Imagine you loaned a friend a significant amount of money, and they promised to repay it within a month. Months pass, and not only do they fail to repay, but they also stop responding to your messages and calls. You feel betrayed and angry, replaying the situation in your mind and growing more resentful. In theory, you know forgiveness is the right thing to do, but the pain makes it feel impossible. But when you begin to see the situation differently, you may recognize that your friend, like you, is human and may have acted out of fear, desperation, or poor judgment rather than malice. This perspective doesn't excuse their behavior, nor does it mean you have to trust them again. However, it allows you to release the bitterness you've been carrying. Forgiving them becomes an act of compassion for yourself as much as for them. Through this process, you find peace, not by ignoring the hurt, but by transforming how you hold it. Spirituality helps you see the shared humanity of the person who hurt you, enabling you to extend compassion without condoning their actions. This is how you learn that spirituality is not about avoiding the storms of life, but about learning to remain steady and open-hearted within them. Thich Nhat Hanh, the beloved Vietnamese Zen master and peace activist, beautifully embodied this principle through engaged Buddhism. He taught that spirituality is not a retreat from the world's struggles, but a call to face them with mindfulness and compassion. His practice of walking meditation and mindful breathing was not about escaping suffering, but transforming it, approaching it with clarity and an open heart. By staying deeply present in each moment, he showed that even the smallest acts, when done with awareness, can ripple outward to bring healing to social and environmental challenges. His teachings remind us that true spirituality bridges the inner and outer worlds, inspiring us to live with both inner peace and active responsibility for the collective well-being of all beings. To live a spiritual life that leads you deeper into the world, you too need practical tools and practices. Deep listening. True engagement with the world requires listening, not just to others, but to nature, silence, and your inner voice. Deep listening fosters understanding and heals divisions. If your friend is in pain, instead of offering advice or solutions, simply listen with an open heart. This act of presence can turn out to be profoundly healing for them. Compassion in action. Compassion is the heart of spirituality. When you recognize the divine in yourself, you naturally see it in others. This awareness compels you to serve, whether through small acts of kindness or larger efforts to address social issues. Mindful presence. Spirituality teaches you to be fully present in the moment. Whether you are washing dishes, conversing with a friend, or walking in nature, Mindfulness transforms mundane activities into sacred acts. For instance, try savoring each bite instead of rushing through your next meal, appreciating the farmers who grew the food and the earth that provided it. Such practices root you deeply in the interconnectedness of life. Our spiritual journey is not a solitary endeavor, but a dance of connection, where individual existence flows seamlessly into the collective whole. Like the bee whose purpose blossoms in harmony with the flower, or the river whose essence is realized when it merges with the vast ocean, our spiritual path finds its true fulfillment in relationship with others. It is in giving and receiving, in touching lives and being touched, that we awaken to the profound truth of interconnectedness. Through these connections, we not only thrive, but also discover that our purpose is intrinsically woven into the fabric of the greater whole. Spirituality, at its core, is a journey of unity, where the I dissolves into we. When spirituality becomes our guide, we transform into lighthouses, steady and luminous even amidst the storms of life. Rooted in inner peace and strength, we illuminate the paths of those around us, offering hope and warmth in their darkest hours. True spirituality asks us to see the sacred in every moment, the laughter of a child, the beauty of a sunset, and even the quiet lessons in heartache and failure. It invites us to engage with life courageously, to celebrate its joys with gratitude, and to face its sorrows with grace. With an open heart, we find that life itself is a divine story, and each chapter, whether golden or dark, adds to its richness. In this way, spirituality doesn't distance us from life. It makes us fall in love with it, just as it is. Thus, to live a spiritual life is to walk through the world with eyes wide open, seeing the divine in everything, to love, serve, and grow, not apart from the world, but within it. As Rumi beautifully said, "Don't go outside yourself to see the truth. Everything you want is within you." And through this inner truth, we find our connection to the world around us. If this message resonates with you, I encourage you to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I sincerely appreciate you spending your time here.